There have been quite a lot of comments asking about how to overcome ranked anxiety. It seems like ranked anxiety has been a struggle for a lot of people. And initially, I wasn't going to cover it because I felt that I never personally had struggles with something like that. However, after seeing how many people have issues with it, I did some thinking on the topic and realized that there were times where I had forms of ranked anxiety, and it can definitely come in many forms. So, my goal today is to get into the different ways that ranked anxiety manifests itself and help you guys dispel that feeling so that you can not only get the games in that you need to improve, but also be more comfortable when playing those games. As with most issues, I like to first tackle it from understanding where it comes from. So, let's address the different reasons as to why ranked anxiety might show up. I think the first, maybe the most obvious, and that is that you're scared to lose. I think that if I ever did have ranked anxiety, this was why. Even to this day, when I'm high LP, it can be nerve wracking to queue up because I don't want to drop LP. But there is a very clear inherent flaw with sinking. All of the focus is put on the outcome of the game. I have mentioned in a few of my videos before that focusing on the outcome of the game is detrimental to your growth as a player because League is a game where the outcome doesn't necessarily reflect your performance, but your performance will influence the likeliness of the outcome. I find that if I'm ever in this mindset, I stop worrying about improvement. I focus a lot on externals like how my teammates are playing until it really easily gets to me when things aren't going well. If we could just adopt the mindset that short-term results are not what we should be playing for, but rather the learnings that are in every game that will help us improve and climb long-term. I think that really what I'm wishing for in this mindset is for the games to be easy. I'm scared that when I queue up, the game that I will have to play is going to be hard. This is such a bad mentality for improvement and it will completely hinder your growth. A mindset that I've had to continue to adopt over my time playing League is that I want the game to be hard. Truly, embrace the challenge and give yourself the opportunity to show what you're really capable of. Easy games don't give you that opportunity, but it's the hard games that really test your character in the best ways. But there is another part of the fear of losing that might serve to give you ranked anxiety, and that is pertaining to your perception or ego. There are a lot of people, myself included, who had and still have issues with attaching their self-worth to their rank. And as such, every loss will make you feel worse about yourself, and losing is an inevitability when playing League. So you can't lose if you don't queue up. A lot of times it may be that we want to seem impressive to our friends or social group, or maybe it's just that we want to be proud of ourselves, and we think that those things can't happen if we lose or aren't as high ranked as we used to be. This can take a lot of time and self-reflection to overcome, but we have to remember what things are really worth being proud of. Don't be proud of the rank, be proud of the steps that you're taking to get there. A lot of people are scared to play ranked because they worry that they aren't good as they want to be or think that they are. I think this point does tie into the previous one about ego and self-worth, but I think there also could be something deeper going on. I think that a fixed mindset can really be at play when it comes to this type of ranked anxiety. And I will say that it's not easy to spot as a reason for your ranked anxiety. The signs may come often in indirect ways. If you find yourself intentionally feeling like you aren't trying when you're playing, latching onto past achievements, or finding easy outs to blame as to why you aren't winning, then this might be something to think about. A lot of people are honestly just scared to give it their all because if they do and they fail, then they will feel disappointed in themselves. So instead, they just don't try at all. Especially those who achieved something in the past. I'm sure you've seen at least one person who claims to have had a high rank in a previous season, but says they don't play anymore because the game is trash or I don't care anymore, or whatever other excuse that they may have. I'm not saying people can't be proud of their past accomplishments, but it's when they clearly bullshit excuses as to why they can't achieve that accomplishment again that there becomes an issue. Let's switch gears and talk about people who get ranked anxiety because they put too much emphasis on every game. They will get nervous and feel like those games are massive events and will determine everything about their future. You should be focused, trying, and high intensity when you play your solo queue games, but it's not Game 5 of World Finals T1 versus DRX. You will play likely hundreds of solo queue games across the season. 1 or 2 or even 3 games is hardly going to mean much in the grand scheme of things. Again, if we just keep this constant thought in the back of our heads that it's not about the outcome of the game, but it's about what we can learn from playing the game that matters, then we have no need to worry about queuing up because there is always something to learn. Now, a lot of people feel like the conditions have to be just right to do something. They want to make sure they start something exactly at the top of the hour, or they need to be in the perfect environment to do some task, or they need to be in the exact right mindset and have perfect conditions to play ranked. Truthfully, most of the time, this is just a convenient way to procrastinate doing something. It's easy to say, oh, well, it might be better or more efficient to do this thing at another time because the conditions might be better. Well, if you ever told yourself that or had a similar thought, think about how many times it was actually the case versus how many times you had to end up doing something without the perfect conditions anyways because they never came and you had to meet a deadline. You were not ever going to be in the perfect conditions to do something. As Stephen Vincent Benet puts it, life is not lost by dying. Life is lost minute by minute, day by dragging day, in all of the thousand small, uncaring ways. If we allow ourselves to put off doing the things that are important to us or stop ourselves from pursuing the goals we have today, then it will only be a matter of time before all that we didn't do today will become the regrets of our future selves. And regret nearly always comes from a place of not doing rather than doing. There is so much to be done and learned and experienced that we can't constantly be waiting for the right time to make decisions that truly matter to us. Time is our most valuable currency, and every minute we spend waiting for the perfect moment is a minute that we lose that could be spent creating the perfect moment. So really, just don't let yourself get sucked into a trap of constant waiting, because life doesn't wait. These are my suggestions if you guys are suffering from ranked anxiety. First, commit to playing games no matter what. Set a goal for yourself and tell yourself, I'm going to play X games today or X games this week and play them no matter what. Whether you feel like you're tired or low energy or distracted or whatever, just play the games. League is a game that is all about getting the reps in, and you need to really show yourself that it's not that big of a deal to play some ranked games. It's like exposure therapy in a way. If you can just get in 3 games of ranked a day on most days for a week or two, I'm sure that ranked anxiety will diminish. If it's more of a mental issue where you feel really bad when you lose games and you can't get rid of that feeling, you really need to dig deep at what's going on there so you can stop caring so much about losses and start caring more about the process and improvement. That is not an easy task, but there is a reason there that you just need to figure out. If you're worried about how you're perceived by others based on your rank, you can try playing on a second account if you have the ability to that no one knows about. When you play games on there, no one can judge your rank because no one will know what it is. I think the best option is to be able to play ranked on your main account, but it might be a little easier if you can play on an account that no one knows about for a bit before deciding to commit to playing on your main consistently. But there is also another mentality from Kobe Bryant that might help. When he was asked for advice for people who were playing badly or shot some airballs and couldn't shake off that embarrassed feeling, he said to approach it with the mentality of, you're not that special, get over yourself. I think that realizing that League is a personal journey and it's likely no one is going to care about whether you lose one game or not could help. So through all of this, I would say that you really should just adopt the mindset that you have to fuck around and find out. Yes, we want the conditions to be as perfect as possible for when we play, and we want to set ourselves up for high performance. But the perfect conditions don't just fall into place. Most of the time, we have to go through the messy stuff in order to slowly build up better and better situations. But if you never start, then you'll never know what could have happened. I really encourage you to ask yourself what things that you want to do that you've been postponing in your life. Are you putting off your dreams and pursuits just because you're waiting for the right time? Life moves too fast to not fill it with the things that matter most to you, so don't wait.